Good afternoon and welcome to After School Snack Time. We are so glad you're here today. Thank you so much for joining us. It's always good to do introductions. So I am Miss Parker. I'm the Financial Education and Community Outreach Ambassador for the Credit Union. And this is Miss Rusalina, our Savings Kangaroo. She is the one who plans all of these fun things, and we are delighted to be with you today. And boy, does she have some great things planned today. Do you know what is special right now? I hear lots of people sharing some really great things, but there's a special holiday happening right now. Did I hear someone say that it's Hanukkah? If you did, you're right. Right now, we have friends in our community that are celebrating a holiday called Hanukkah. And we are going to read a story and a snack that has to do with the holiday happening right now. So, do you have a snack that you brought with you? I hear some friends saying yes and some saying they didn't. Well, today we are going to make a delicious snack today. And I think many of you might like it if you've never had it before. And if you have, then enjoy the fun. All right, let's head to the snack time kitchen. Today we're making something called latkes. Have you had latkes before? I like them, but I've never made them. So I thought this week would be a fun opportunity to make them. So to make these, you need 6 medium potatoes, 1 small onion chopped up. You need 1 large egg all mixed up. You'll need 1/4 cup of flour and a teaspoon of salt, and then a pinch of pepper. I also found that it was really good, or I have found that it's really good to add a little bit of salt on top of your latkes once they're done making them, but not necessary, but definitely fun. All right, friends, it is time for us to head on in to the kitchen. We came to the table first, but we're going to head to the kitchen and we are going to make our latkes. Who's ready to make some latkes?
Me!
All right, we have all kinds of ingredients here. We have our potatoes, we have our chopped onions, we have flour, we have some eggs. We'll also use some pepper and salt and some oil, but we don't need that quite yet. So I am gonna get to chopping all of these potatoes because we've got to get them ready so that we can mix everything all together. Ready? Now we're done grating up the potatoes, so we have all these little bitty bits. Now we have to drain them and dry them out. We're gonna use a strainer to get all of the water out of the bowl that I've put the potatoes in. I did that so that they wouldn't get all brown and yucky. Then I'm gonna dry them with a paper towel and we'll get back to making these. Our potatoes are all dried off, poured in the bowl. I've also poured in our chopped up onions. Fun fact about onions you can share with your grown-ups. If you chew gum while you're chopping up an onion, it won't make your eyes all watery and look like you're crying. Also, I've added our egg that was all mixed up, poured that in, and now we're going to add a 1/4 cup of flour. I can't find my 1/4 cup measuring spoon, so I'm using an 1/8 of a cup. But if you use 2/8, that's the same thing as 1/4. But I bet some of my friends that are in older math classes might already know that. Now we're going to add a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon, and we need our pepper. We're just going to add a pinch of pepper and we're going to mix this all up. Now, mix it all up. And then we get to start the fun part of frying these in the oil. Okay, friends, all of the latkes are made, and now it's time to try them. So you have two choices. Well, a few, really, with your latkes. You can eat them with some applesauce. Some like to eat them with sour cream, or you could pick another topping. I decided to do mine with some applesauce. Mmm. Friends, that is so good. I hope you'll make some of these with your family. Now, word of warning, it takes some practice to get your latkes fried perfectly, but it is definitely worth the hard work. All right, who's ready for a story? I hear Miss Rosalina picked out a really great book today. Let's head on over to the story couch. Today, we are reading the book Hanukkah Cookies with Sprinkles. It is written by David A. Adler and illustrated by Jeffrey Ebeler. Hanukkah Cookies with Sprinkles. Every morning, I watch by the window as Mom goes to work. She leaves our building and walks past Saul's Market to the bus stop. Before she gets on the bus, she turns, looks up, and waves to me. I wave back. I stay there and see other people hurrying to work. I stay there until Grandma says, "Sarah, time to get ready for school." While I look out the window, I see Saul open his store. He loads the tables in front. He finds a few bad fruits and vegetables and puts them in a box. He can't sell them, so he puts them on the side of the store. One day, I see an old man look in the box. He takes out an apple and puts it on his shoulder. The apple rolls down his arm and into his hand. Then he takes a bite. "Why did he eat the apple?" I asked Grandma. "It has lots of bad spots." "It has lots of good spots too," Grandma says. "That man is probably poor and looking for something to eat." I think about him eating around the bad spots on the apple. He must be very hungry. I think about him while I eat breakfast and when I walk with Grandma to school. At school, we play and learn about letters and numbers and holidays. At snack, my teacher gives me a cookie and milk. I look at my cookie and think about the man. I wrap my cookie in a napkin and put it in my pocket. At supper, I tell Mom about the man and I show her the cookie. "Could you leave it for him?" I ask. The next morning, Mom puts the cookie in a bag and she leaves it by the side of Saul's store. Later, I see the man open the bag. He takes out the cookie, spins it on the tip of his finger, and eats it. At school, I tell my friends about him, and we wrap up lots of cookies. My teacher says she's proud of us She says what we're doing is called tzedakah. We're giving to someone who has less than we have. My teacher gives tzedakah too. She gives me a container of juice for the man. That night, I help Mom make him a sandwich. The next morning, he finds the cookies, juice, and sandwich. He looks around. I think he wants to know who has left him such good things. This is the first time I see his face, and I think I've seen him before. I just don't know where. On Friday night, Mom and Grandma light Shabbat candles. Then we go to synagogue. After the service, there's an Oneg Shabbat. It's like a Shabbat party, and guess what? I see him. Mom, Grandma, I whisper. What, Sarah? They ask. I know that man. That's him. The man eats some challah. He drinks some grape juice. We all do. After that, every day, the man comes by Saul's. There is something for him to eat. Then one day, my teacher says, Hanukkah is coming. I love Hanukkah. It's a happy holiday. On Hanukkah, my teacher says, we light candles for 8 nights. We remember the fight for freedom many years ago. We remember the fight so Jews could light Shabbat candles and study the Torah. We also remember how a small bit of oil burned and burned. She gives each of us some tiles, bottle caps, paint, and glue. We're making menorahs, she says. You can use them at home to light Hanukkah candles. Just before the first night of Hanukkah, I bring my menorah home. It's beautiful, Grandma says. I know it is. Grandma sets it by the window. We'll light the candles and play dreidel when Mom comes home, Grandma says. Now, let's make latkes and Hanukkah cookies. Latkes are potato pancakes. Let's make extra, I say. We make a lot of latkes. We bake lots of cookies in the shape of menorahs and dreidels. I cover them with sprinkles. Mom comes home and I show her my new menorah. It's beautiful, Mom says. But what about the one you made last year? She takes it from the cabinet. It's also beautiful. Take it with you when you go to work, I say. Put it by the trash near the fruit store. Don't throw it out, Grandma says. I'm not, I tell her. I'm giving tzedakah. I'm giving it to someone who has less than we have. The next morning, the man takes the menorah out of the bag and looks at it. There are also latkes, cookies with sprinkles, and Hanukkah candles. I see that the man's cheeks are a little wet. I hope those are happy tears. On Friday, Mom and Grandma prepare a special Shabbat and Hanukkah dinner with lots of good things to eat. At synagogue that night, I want to invite the man to our house for dinner. But Sarah, Mom says, we don't know him. He's a stranger. Please, I say. Mom and I speak to the rabbi. He knows the man. His name is Morris Berger, the rabbi tells us. I've known him for a long time. He's here every Friday afternoon to set up the chairs. After Shabbat, He puts away all the books. The rabbi introduces Mom and me to Mr. Berger. Mom asks him, "Would you like to join us for a homemade Shabbat and Hanukkah dinner?" "Please," I say. Mr. Berger smiles. He comes home with us. He talks a lot during dinner. He lives nearby in a small apartment. He once worked in a circus. He shows me some tricks the clowns had taught him. He juggles some small pieces of challah. Then one by one, he catches each piece of challah in his mouth and eats it. I wish I could juggle. Mom brings out dessert, a plate full of Hanukkah cookies. Cookies all covered with sprinkles. Now Mr. Berger knows who's been leaving him cookies, sandwiches, and milk for him. He knows who left him the menorah and candles. At first, Mr. Berger looks down. I think he's a little embarrassed. Then he looks at me and says in a real quiet voice, "Thank you." "Mr. Berger," I say, "I hope you'll visit again." "I'd like to," he says, "and please, call me Morris." Mom tells him to have another cookie. "I will," he says, "but first, I'll show you some more magic." Morris reaches behind my ear and takes out a Hanukkah cookies with sprinkles. "Now watch this. I'll make it disappear." He takes one big bite and the cookie is gone. "That's okay," I say. "We have lots more. We have lots to share." "I also have things to share," Morris says. "I can teach you some easy magic tricks. I can tell you funny circus stories. Can you teach me to juggle?" Morris laughs. "I can try," he says, "but juggling takes lots of practice." "Sarah will need lots of juggling lessons," Mom says. Morris smiles. He knows that lots of lessons mean lots more Shabbat dinners with us. I smile too. Soon I'll juggle challah at school and surprise my friends. Friends, what did you think of that story? Did you like it? I hope you did, because I really enjoyed sharing it with you. I thought this was a special story for this time of year. We are all thinking about the holidays, and perhaps we're thinking about the things that we want. But really, the most important thing of all is the people we love, and finding ways to do things to show them that we love them and to take care of people in our community. Did you learn a new word today? Perhaps the word for taking care of someone less fortunate than you? Tzedakah. I bet lots of you think about doing good things, and I bet you didn't know that there was a special word in Hebrew for that. I thought this was a special story, and I hope you enjoyed it. And I sneaked a peek for you. You got a little sneak peek at what was next. That we're sharing about holiday snack time. It's next week. Can you believe that we have a special holiday snack time next week? Miss Rusalina has been telling me all the things she has planned, and she tells me there is a very special story that's going to take us on a trip around the world. And she says that next week, we are not making anything, but we are decorating something. What do you think we might decorate? If you guessed cookies, you're right. Today's story gave us a little bit of a clue. Hanukkah cookies with sprinkles. How about some holiday cookies with sprinkles and frosting next week? So if you join us next Wednesday, bring some cookies and some things that you can decorate it with, and we'll decorate right during holiday snack time, right here on Wednesday for holiday snack time. We hope you can join us, and we hope that you've enjoyed today's after school snack time. We love getting to spend this time with you each week, and we hope that you've enjoyed having this time with us. It is always so much fun to share a delicious and nutritious snack with you and a fun story, and we hope you'll join us for holiday snack time. This will be our last regular snack time for the holidays because we're going to be on break the week after Christmas into New Year's, and then we'll start back brand new next year. Bye, friends. I hope you have a great day.